Hello everyone, MP Hater here, and welcome back to my Newcomer's Guide to Dark Souls Remastered. This is part 8. In the last episode, we ended up tackling the Gaping Dragon. We also finished up the depths, went to the dangerous areas that have the basilisks in it, and then we're about to go into Blighttown. Now, Blighttown is one of those areas that a lot of people who play this game don't really like all that much, just because it's pretty gross. Long story short, the bottom of Blighttown is kind of like the sewer for Anar Londo, and whenever we're walking around on the bottom of there, we're going to get poisoned by just standing in the world. So, with that out of the way, there are lots of nasty things that are coming up in this next area, so we're going to want to make sure that we are equipped properly for that. So for starters, the shield. We want to have the spider shield at this point. It has resistance to poison damage, and this is going to be really important because we're going to have enemies that are going to be shooting darts at us, and these enemies can inflict a type of poison called toxin that is really bad, and it will kill you very quickly because it depletes your health very quickly. So we want to make sure that we're using this because we can actually block those darts with this shield. We cannot block it with the other shields. In addition, we're going to want to change our loadout of items for some blooming purple moss clumps. Just in case we do happen to get toxin on us, we want to be able to heal it. In addition, we are going to be dealing with normal poison once we get to the bottom floor of Blighttown, so we're going to want to have the purple moss clumps as well. And then the last thing that we're going to want to make sure that we have on us is the gold pine resin. Now this isn't really going to be used. In fact, the normal moss clumps, the purple moss clumps, aren't going to be used really until the next episode because Blighttown is usually a pretty long trek down to the bottom. So what we'll probably do is we'll probably make it down to the bottom and then we'll save at the bonfire on the ground at the basically right before we go to the boss. And then next episode will probably be tackling the boss and tackling the trek back to Firelink Shrine. So we probably won't actually use the gold pine resin, but I'm going to go ahead and equip it anyway just so we have it on standby for when we do reach Quelaag. With that said though, we're going to go ahead and continue. We're gonna head down this path, drop down here. And this is the shortcut, by the way, that we made back in the last episode. Yeah, as usual, I kill the rats just in case we might get some humanity drops from them. So we're going to go ahead and head down here. So these enemies, their attacks kind of will make you move a lot. And you'll be probably knocked off the arena that you're on if you are not careful. That attack, for example, will often actually knock you out of the arena, so again, I highly recommend that you put these guys down quickly before they can do that. They do, however, have a chance to drop, a pretty good chance, in fact, to drop dung pie, which is basically poop. And dung pie in this game, it actually has a use to it. It will inflict toxin on whoever you throw the stuff at. It'll also, however, inflict toxin on you. However, the version of toxic that it inflicts on you is going to actually be lesser than the version that it inflicts on the enemy. And it will stop you from getting the bad version of toxic. So, if you are having a problem with this place, that is a consideration. You could potentially get yourself purposely infected by toxin by throwing dung pie. I don't think it's that necessary though, but at least not for the build that we're doing. So again, backstab's really effective against these guys. They can also poison you, by the way. The reason why we have this shield. In addition, I'm going to be kind of tackling one enemy at a time, or at least as few enemies as I can, because you'll notice where my head is right there. It's really hard to see him from here, but there is a guy who will shoot darts. He's right over there. And thankfully the dart guys do not respawn once you kill them. So I'm going to get these guys as well as several of the other guys to kind of come to me so that I can deal with them more safely. As you can see, those enemies hit like a truck. A couple more enemies over here. And these ones do a pretty healthy amount of damage, but their main thing is that they'll do this kind of frenzy thing where they'll dip their head, kind of growl at you, and then jump at you. Let's see if he does it. They can be backstabbed, by the way. That right there. I want to avoid that if we can. Another one down that way. Right off the bat, he wants to do that attack. Alright. So as we start to kind of head over here, you'll notice him start to shoot his darts at you. There they are. And we're just going to kind of go around here, pull out our shield, and try to catch him as we come closer to him. And right after he shoots, go ahead and do that. He drops moss clumps, and then that will invoke these guys to come find you. There's actually a couple more down here. So if you want to get their attention, you can do that. Okay, so don't want those guys coming after me, so we're going to go ahead and head down here. And we got two of them to deal with, so if you want to, you know, maybe shoot them from afar, you can. Should be fine, though. And then back here we have another one to deal with. This one has a weapon with him. This one also has a chance to drop a soul item, by the way, so anytime you're dealing with the guys with these things, they might drop a soul item. Hey, getting this point. Cool. Anyway, got another soul item here, and then we're going to go ahead and head back. Alrighty, so Blighttown is kind of split into two different pieces. It's worth mentioning. The first is, you can't really see it right here, but there is a bonfire right where my head is. And kind of the left-hand side here, as well as part of the right side, consist of that first part of Blighttown. And so we're going to want to collect all the items that are here before moving on to the second half of Blighttown. So what we're going to want to do is make this jump over here to get a sword. Make sure you don't have too much gear on, otherwise you won't be able to make this jump. So I don't know how to say this. Iaito, maybe? Not sure. Anyway, this is a sword that causes bleed damage. Quite effective, actually, if you like that kind of stuff. We're going to drop down here, and We got some of these enemies kind of waiting for us. So I'm going to go ahead and convince them to come to us. And we're going to go ahead and head down. Over here, you got one of the blooming purple moss clumps, so got 3 more of those. Then we're going to head up here. And now we have a rickety as hell bridge that we have to cross, so just be aware of that. I like to run across it personally. The less time I'm on this bridge, the better I am. Alright, so we're safe. From that, at least. So I got dogs to deal with. These dogs, by the way, will breathe fire. Then we're going to head down here, turn around, and we got a humanity back this way. So that's basically kind of this section. We do have a few more items to get upstairs. So the thing to always be on the lookout for is basically the path back up using a bonfire. In our case, though, we have to go back this way. Again, the bonfires are good because they do light specific sections, especially the ladders. And over here we've got our bonfire. Let's see, do I have any soul items? I do. I could probably get a level out of this. Alrighty, so we're gonna go ahead and move on. We actually have to go back upstairs to get the rest of the items. So we're gonna go ahead and head over here to this bonfire. And we're gonna kill this guy. Alright. And we're going to head back across here. Over here we have a soul item. Got a couple of these enemies that are coming our way too. So we're kind of doing things the way that normally you don't, so the enemies are kind of like, what are you doing here? But that's good, it leaves them surprised. Get down here. There we go. Alright, so now we are back where we started. Over here is actually where we did the leap off, so we are good. We're going to go ahead and head around the back here. And we got an item here. Don't go down the ladder. Ladder, and then drop off here. That was the Thief Guild gear, by the way. Not the Thief, I'm sorry. The Shadow gear. So, kind of nice set, especially the sword. We ended up getting, I think, a Falchion, if I'm not mistaken. or maybe the Falchion is a little later. I always get mixed up between this gear and one of the other gears. Yeah, that's fine. Anyway, we're going to go and roll down here, and this is going to get us over here for kind of the final item that's on this side of Blighttown. Now we are going to incur the wrath of these dogs. I hate these dogs. We're going to go ahead and jump down here. Okie dokie. So now we're back. If you want to rest at the bonfire again, you can go ahead and rest at the bonfire again. That will get all of the enemies out of respawn. But we have gotten all the items on this side of Blighttown, and we are ready to move on. So, I'm going to be kind of the mile marker here. Basically right here is your safe spot, because we're about to run past one of these guys that shoots the darts at us. And I'm going to get several enemies to come this way. If you did rest of the bonfire, I'll usually get the dogs, and there's also one more of these enemies that we've been dealing with up to this point over here as well. So I'm going to convince them to come to me. Bye. And one more. The guy is right there. He's not started shooting at us yet. If you take these guys one at a time like this, you'll be fine. Okay. So as you start coming around here, he's going to start shooting the darts at you. We're going to head out over here. We're just going to drop down here. Then we're going to drop down here. And we got an item here. We got some of these guys starting to come up to us. And then for whatever reason, these guys kind of stay down here. They rarely come up here until we start trying to mess with the... Yeah, like that. And they often won't actually climb the ladder. I don't really know why. Anyway. We're going to go down this ladder first. And then around the corner here, you can kind of see him. He's in the shadows. He's another one of these guys shooting darts at us. So, for him to shoot a couple of darts, and we're going to kill him. Purple moss clump, we're going to come around here, and we've got another one of these enemies. Down here, we have the eagle shield. So Eagle Shield, its main claim to fame is going to be its stability. Against bosses that tend to knock you around a lot, like Sif, for example, stability is something that you're often going to be looking for. There's a few other bosses in the game where stability is really nice to have, but the caveat is it doesn't do 100% damage reduction on physical, so it's definitely not a shield that we're going to be regularly using. But not bad for what it is. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and head back. Head up. When we try to head down here, we'll incite the attention of these guys. Okie dokie. So, what we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead and head up this ladder. Actually, you know what? We're going to go ahead and grab... Yeah, we're going to go ahead and grab this item first. That thing, by the way, we'll be dealing with that here in a minute. go ahead and head down here for a minute. We need to deal with a fatty. And then we got one more of these normal enemies to deal with too. This one, by the way, can seriously knock you off this arena, so I recommend kind of trying to avoid his attacks if you can. Okay, and then down here around the corner is another one of these enemies. This is the one that we saw earlier that that kind of disappeared on us. Okay, we got them dealt with. We're gonna go ahead and head back up, and we're gonna head up this ladder. So this goes to that guy who is shooting darts at us. So as you come up here, just be careful. He might be looking your direction. I don't think we've gotten his attention though to change direction, so yeah, we haven't. Oh, there's another one. Now we got the purple moss clumps from him, by the way. Hey, humanity. That's always appreciated. So across here we have a path. So go ahead and deal with him. Head down here. Okay, so this is that thing that we saw. Try not to get super close to it because it can kill you pretty easily, in fact. It could also knock you off of the ledge. You definitely don't want that. What I generally recommend is do a couple of stabs. You're going to think that you're not doing any damage, but you actually are. You're going to see like there's almost like a resistance to your weapon because you are getting it. And it's dead. If you're using magic, that works too. You could actually kill it with magic from the other area. Anyway, we got Pyromancy, Power Within. If you're a Pyromancer, this will be useful to you. This increases your Pyromancy, what do you call it? Potency. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and head back down. And I'm going to open up the fog door, however, just because I don't like leaving fog doors open. However, we are going to go ahead and drop off of here. This is the whip. Then we're going to drop off here too. If you want to go back up, you can go back up the ladder. Otherwise, we are actually almost all the way down. Got a little bit left. These are sometimes referred to as Chaos Eaters or Chaos Demons, I think. That's what their name is. Anyway, they will shoot a fire whip at you, and they'll also occasionally do kind of just a attack with their hand. I'm just gonna drop down because we got a guy shooting darts at us. So I'm just gonna get around these enemies so that I can deal with the dart guy first. And there's the Wanderer. Oh, there's the Falchion. I always mix up the Shadow and that gear. The Wanderer gear. So now we got the Falchion, which was a favorite weapon of mine in several games. Demon Souls especially. These things, by the way, are absolute shit. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. I usually just go past them. They are super, super irritating because oftentimes you're not going to be able to actually attack them because their hitboxes are super small. Which I guess is kind of to be expected because that's kind of supposed to be the case, but it's really hard to aim at them unless you're using like arrows or magic. Okay. So we are done. We are finally to the bottom of Blighttown. This area is going to poison you pretty much the second you step foot in it, so just be aware of that. Don't worry though, we are very close to a bonfire. Just take the path down here. We don't even have to get this item. And then inside here is a bonfire. So we got another level worth of souls. We can go ahead and level up. And that is basically how you traverse Blighttown. Again, Blighttown's not that bad, but it is kind of a long area with the long stretches between bonfires. But we have gotten past the worst of it at this point. So with that out of the way, it is... We're 26 minutes into the episode, so I think what we're going to go ahead and do here is wrap it for now. In the next episode, we're going to go beat the boss. We're going to complete this area on the ground level, and then we're going to go ahead and open and take a shortcut back to Firelink Shrine, which will actually involve us getting another Firekeeper soul. So with that out of the way, though, thank you everybody for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in the next one.